Happy summer. It's July and the temperatures are hot. My name's Raymond MAASKE, entrepreneur, pastor, author, and trainer. This week in this podcast, I want to talk to you about succeeding 90 minutes at a time. The most important 90 minutes of one's day. The success of that 90 minutes will determine the success of your life. Sit back or keep going, whatever you're doing, but don't ever stop. I'll be right back.
Raymond MAASKE reminds us that we have been given the gift of life. The limitations we face are usually those we place in front of ourselves. What did you sell your life for? Did you get what you expected? Be inspired, encouraged, and reminded to live life like you stole it, not sold it.
Okay, well, let's cut to the chase here. Again, my name is Raymond. This is the Live Life Like You Stole It podcast, not sold it. Ordinary people doing extraordinary things. And this podcast was really about understanding that the limitations that we face in our life are usually those that we place in front of ourselves. What limitations are you facing right now? What's holding you back from what you want? What's preventing you from living your dreams, daring your goals, and experiencing the life that God had designed for you? What is it? Well, I can tell you what research says and what history seems to repeat itself. There are certain attributes or habits that are qualities of people who succeed. Now, we can debate all day long what success is, but ultimately, I'll leave that to you. You decide whether or not you succeed or not. You decide whether or not you're happy or not. For me, there is a difference between success and happiness. Success, for me, is getting what I want, regardless of the consequences. Is that successful? And happiness would be defined by myself as wanting what I get. So if I succeed at accomplishing something and I had to walk over people to get it, is that going to make me happy at the end of the day? It won't make me happy. Anyway, back to the story of life. Our lives. When we first wake up in the morning, what are our thoughts? What are we feeling? Is this the third time we hit the snooze button and you're just hoping for a miracle that morning turned into night the night before and you get another night's sleep? Or are you hoping that something is going to be different than it was the night before or the day before? Are you living a dream as you open your eyes up that's not a reality? Let me tell you what I suggest would work. And this is the premise of this podcast, and that is the success of the first 90 minutes of your day will determine the success of your life. Let me say that again. The success of the first 90 minutes of your day will determine the success of your life. Now, what is that 90 minutes? Is the 90 minutes the first thing in the morning because it's early in the morning, you should get up early before everybody else? A lot of successful people, be it science or arts or entertainment or politics, they start their day off very early, anywhere from 4 to 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. So those are what we would consider the unusual times of getting up. The average time might be 6:30, 7 o'clock. That's the average. So if you want to beat the average, 90 minutes before 7 a.m. is 5:30. So what do you do when you get up at 5:30? If you have that 90-minute block and you believe that that 90 minutes is the goal to your life and the success of your life and the happiness, I should add, what do you do in that 90 minutes? Well, I don't think anybody can tell you to do this or do that, but you might want to experience it. You might want to enter the conversation of what the possibilities are. Would you get up first thing and eat French fries and a burger? Probably not. Mind, body, and soul. I suggest in that 90 minutes, find the balance, find the equilibrium, find the energy in your mind, your body, and your soul. So let's talk about the mind. Challenge yourself. learn something, create something. I have a habit now of every morning I try to create something of value that will leave a legacy. And ultimately, the back of my mind, I'm thinking about my children. I have 4 children. And although 2 of them are adults and the 3rd and 4th are very close to it, I still see them as my children, a gift from God that I was a guardian over, and I was to be a good role model, a teacher, a parent, and a father. So in that, whatever I do to my mind, I try to create a model that others can follow. So being able to change your mind will enable you to change your life. So if you start on the mental, physical, and spiritual, mind, body, and spirit. So in the mind, if you can change your mind, you can change your life. If there's something in your life in the morning that you wake up and you're not bouncing around and excited about, you might want to visit that premise of why it's not the way you want it to be. Oftentimes, I suggest that suffering is a result of not accepting reality. So, in that quiet time, in those first 90 minutes of the day, take some time and to challenge yourself. No one's looking over your shoulder here or looking down at what you're doing. It's just you, yourself, and the one in the middle. Me, myself, and I. When I look down and I see something in my life that maybe is not fitting with reality, I challenge myself to alter my thinking, maybe take a different perspective, and ultimately be open to changing my mind. So the first thing is, if you can change your mind, you can change your life. So mind, then you go into the body. And there's no order to this. But if you're not finding balance in this, so with the body, if you're not physically challenging yourself, pushing, pulling, stretching, sweating, breathing, exhilarating, getting the blood flow in your body, then there might be some holdback, some hesitation, some lack of vibrancy, It's about 9 o'clock in the evening, and I've been going since before 5 a.m. this morning, but I do take a rest. But as I work on the mind, then the body, the soul, the spirit, who I am and what I believe is important, because all day long you're being pelted with either ideas, other viewpoints, other philosophies, other faiths, people telling you what to believe, telling you what to do, what not to do. And it's there that you can take that stand. You can draw that line in the sand, the proverbial sand, and say, you know what? This is who I am. This is who I've come to discover myself to be, and this is who I'm able to offer to the entire world. I'm comfortable with who I am. Am I perfect? No, far from it. I know in my relationship with God that I'm a work in process. I believe that I'm growing in my faith. If yesterday I've grown to today. So today I am more spiritually alive and aware of my surroundings and myself than I was yesterday. That is a success. If I challenge myself physically each day, another success. And my mind, if I learn something new, just one thing every day, I succeed. So, as I said, the first 90 minutes, the success of the first 90 minutes of your day will determine the success of your life. So, although I just stretch it over a day, multiply that every day. If you start your day off and control the first 90 minutes of your life, of your day, of the gift that you've been given, when stuff comes at you from 7 o'clock on, you can start handling it. You can put it where it deserves to be. You can eliminate things that you're not interested in, and you can welcome those things that you're searching for or need in your life. That is how you will succeed. I would love to hear your stories of successful routines that you have in your life. Things that you can help others, suggest others. First thing I do when I wake up, and I think Wayne Dyer does the same thing, maybe a little differently. But the first thought in my mind, the first words, the first voice that comes out in the morning is I say, thank you, Jesus. And I say that because that's what I believe is the center and the reason for my being. So if that is the reason for my being, and I have that knowledge, some might argue that that's not knowledge, that's faith. Yeah, it's the faith in my knowledge and my understanding. So I give thanks, and I thank God for the blessing of the day. So I start on a blessing. I tried to set an alarm and force myself up at a certain time, but I've learned over time that if I don't have enough excitement to look forward to in my day to come, then maybe I want to restructure my day so that it's a little more exciting. So I don't set an alarm. I naturally wake up, not always refreshed, but excited about the day to come. After that, as soon as my feet touch the floor, I go and I start the process of starting my body, mind, and soul. I challenge you, not in an aggressive or a competitive way, but in a friendly, loving way to suggest, think about it. Maybe it's not 90 minutes. Maybe you start 9 minutes earlier than you've ever started before, and you take charge of your day, and you decide how you want your day to go. And I promise you, you'll get what you focus on. The more you focus, the more you're going to get. But I want to remind you, focus on what you want, not what you don't want. Focus on what you have, not what you don't have. Focus on what you would like, and go after it. This is Raymond MAASKE inviting you to enjoy life. Live life like you stole it, not sold it. Have a great day, and we'll chat soon.